Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
they will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renis Alma on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Xion!
Alvin?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alvin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen! We can fight this! We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Xion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Xion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Xion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys... You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe.
I believe Shion is telling the truth.
As a still,
No,
we have so
so weird.
well,
Yeah,
right. Let's
so, but what?
as for
You know,
can you blame when one
Dohali?
I am at as for
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, that?
Compare. Still. Shion.
Yeah,
I'm being.
I just, those,
You can. I have.
agreed.
Did you know?
You mean,
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
you and,
You?
that's what
At least you...
I don't think,
Yeah.
I know.
Hey,
Zephyr.
I get...
Law.
Sorry. We'll need all our strength.
Yeah. Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard,
Fair enough.
but
I know.
she would.
I'm
You.
Yeah, you were a
Yeah, no, I think.
Vinwell. Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegus.
Everything okay with Hootle, Rinwell? He seems kinda out of
It must be the heat getting to him. We don't get these kind of temperatures back in Sislo.
Galag,
Action. But that's...
you mean that?
And with...
I think
How awesome! Ow, lay off, will
You
ya?
al-
So much for the heat making him docile!
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that! You're going to jinx us!
A name?
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like, huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely
Okay, people. And then, all right?
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegus?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion?
Some...
No,
You mean...
I am as... You... Doesn't that...
Well, it is, but I
see.
Darling.
For... Come back.
we'll be going to Lenegus soon.
This month...
Let's just... They called...
You mean...
That's... Day... The look... Some I thought... Is it a... Sure, that's what...
I'm... You say... That's Why should... It's that... This... If we're doing it,
A world,
not just me. We're in this together. If now I see it,
a victor.
you bet we.
Yeah, we can do this.
Hey,
Hey,
What's
only
hey, I just,
it's a.
well, maybe
guys?
Ah,
hard to.
You okay? Feeling it?
Actually,
Glad to. Not to.
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean you were inside for...
Yes?
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right.
What?
With the Alphen,
Of course.
even in... Although with the world's... If I've... And the...
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks.
I know.
So
Prob...
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making prepar...
Before...
Kisara.
I'd like to...
Very well. Of course. It's so...
Enough to do.
They can be honed with... As a...
Those cake still
Thanks for the.
Come on.
on arts alone. No, it's fine.
She?
Wait.
I am.
Of course, as if...
So this red...
I would... Chances are...
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.